Hello everyone and welcome to Albion Online, where we're doing a basic fishing guide, part of the Royal Angling Syndicate. My name is Mizumand, and I'll be going through the basics as we work our way into the fishing legend that we deserve to be. Now first off, I've selected this area for its beautiful ambience, not because it's an ideal fishing spot or anything like that, but we'll actually go over some of the decisions that I made in the process of coming to this exact location, and also fishing itself. Now, we started with first steps. We selected Gatherer as our first mission, so to say. Now, I've been given the task to catch 5 fish, just on a body of water. You'll notice that when it comes to fishing, we have 0 fame, 0 skill. We got our rod because it was gifted to us for buying a tier 2 tool from the marketplace. This is the base fishing rod. Now, the goal today is to start here in Ferndale. As I said, I selected it for its ambience, and because it's a tier 4 zone, it also has a nice flowing waterway. Now the reason I selected a tier 4 zone is because a tier 3 rod is capable of catching 1 tier higher of fish. Therefore, we can catch tier 4 fish with our tier 3 rod. I've come prepared with simple fish bait, which you can buy from the auction house. As you can see, for 10 minutes or for 10 casts, it reduces the time of fish bites by 50%, which is huge for increasing your speed of fishing and leveling quickly. It also is made with earthworms, which is a resource that comes from gathering crops on your island, if you have one. The second item I brought is pork pie, which increases gathering yield by 15%, and coincidentally also increases your maximum equipment load by 30% for 30 minutes. Now, while these can be about 4,000 to 5,000 silver a piece, there's no reason not to have them. We use both straight from the inventory and cast. As you can see, this pool of water here has a fish in it, and that is a node in the fishing world. We play this fun mini game, and then boop, we catch an Albion perch. Now we fish open water. Playing the minigame again after the bobber has gone down. We catch a striped carp, tier 2. As you can see, it's 401 silver per piece, and the tier 3 Albion perch is 683 silver per piece. Another bite, quick because of our fish bait. Another perch. We're 3 for 5 already. Here we catch another perch and a little treasure, seaweed. It's a cooking ingredient. It says used in various recipes, which is true. But the main recipe that we're going to use it on later is going to be fish sauce. I've had enough of this area. It seems that the biting has stopped, so we make our way somewhere else. Fortunately, right nearby, we have a node. There it is. 5 fish caught. And look at that. We caught a blue scale pike, tier 4. The game plays a little jingle, and we get to move on with our lives. Just kidding. We get to keep fishing. Fishing is, in my personal opinion, extremely peaceful and a really, really good way to earn silver. Later through the video series, we'll go over more efficient ways to fish, ways to use our skills to our advantage, and means of making more and more silver, escaping, and then also, of course, the almighty shark. Now here you see I catch 2 blue scale pike at the same time. This is great. This is exactly what the pork pie is for, increasing the value of our actual fishing yield at a time. Now I'm just going to fish this area until I feel comfortable. We've used up 2 fishing bait. Let's go ahead and go home. Returning to market, we repair, and then we look at our stock. We caught 5 blue scale pike, 6 seaweed, 8 striped carp, 8 Albion perch, and a rough log. With reductions from taxes and setup fees, we're looking to make roughly 8,200 plus 1,800, which brings us to 10,000, to 4,260. So I would wager, ignoring the logs, about 14,260. Which, while not much now, will be much more later. And we even have a simple fish bait to spare. Let's check our fame. An introduction. As you can see from Training Gatherer to Fisherman, we have allocated 540 fame to our total points in the time that we've been fishing, 7,000 necessary to get to tier 4. Off screen, I'm going to turn on the learning points to help unlock these Adept's Fisherman's Garb, which is going to increase our fishing yield, much like the pork pie, but permanently, at least as long as it's warm. Let's turn on learning points, and I'll see you guys shortly. And there it is. I fished off the rest of the pork pie and my bait and just went regular fishing. I was so close. It didn't matter at that point. We've now hit tier 4, which means that we can turn off quick learn. And I'm going to turn it off on fishing specialists as well. Now we have the ability to go home and buy all of our Adept's Fisherman Garb, predominantly by selling the fish that we've caught so far. This is going to allow us to get a 15% yield, if I believe. Or, excuse me, it is 10% yield, correct, total, with all 3 items equipped. And that's going to give us 1 out of every 10 casts will have an extra fish, at least statistically speaking.